Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Laura Schifrin, and I will call the meeting to order of the Select Board on this date, December 8th, 2025 at 3:02 p.m. Roll call.
Veronica Cal present.
Valerie Good, present.
Laura Schifrin present. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to thank all of our veterans, as well as those currently serving here and abroad, as well as all of our emergency response individuals here in town and surrounding communities as they've been participating lately. Our elected and appointed officials, as well as their staff and their families, for helping us make this community a better place. The meeting is being recorded and uploaded to YouTube. Is anyone else recording?
Yes, I am. Sorry. I was muted.
That's okay. Thank you. 1.4. Chairman's additions and deletions, move 2.1 to 12:18, which is what we had on the agenda for 4 o'clock today, was the proposal to decrease the health care insurance. We were going to have a presentation, so that's been moved to the 18th. And 3.1 was previously appointed, so that do you have a statement, Karen?
What kind of statement?
Since Veronica is.
Oh, okay. Regarding 3.1, upon further
Capital
review,
planning.
yeah, the select board does not need to appoint since VK is still on until her select board term ends. There does likely need to be a new posting by the moderator, though.
That's for at-large appointments.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
No action.
No action on 3.1.
Correct.
Correct.
All right. Okay, 1.5, review and approve minutes of December 2nd, 2025.
I, Valerie Goodrich, move to approve the meeting minutes for December 2nd, 2025.
Veronica Cal second.
Any discussion?
Nope.
I think I sent a couple of comments, but only because I think AI has different ideas than maybe what I said. So, anyway.
It just is going to call me something different every time. Some version of my name.
Roll call vote.
Veronica Cal, yes.
Valerie Goodrich, yes.
And Laura Schifrin, yes. Here. 4.1.
There was nothing in SharePoint.
Yeah, there is no MOU at the moment because I have not gotten feedback from the fire chief yet. So I think
I thought he was planning to be here for this discussion.
Did you talk to him?
I did. He told me he would be here at 3:15 today. I assumed he talked to you, and that's why the time.
No.
And I'm pretty sure it was for this.
would it be in
For executive.
Would it be an open session though? Because there actually isn't anything in executive session for
For fire?
for the fire chief. There's something for the fire union, but
Oh,
yeah. Yeah.
We were BCC'd on you, by you at noon.
I was getting feedback from the fire chief regarding it, but you know, I wasn't certain if anything was
so
really.
should this be an open session or not?
Well, yeah, it should be. I mean, I thought that we would have a contract to review by today. What I wrote on here was there's nothing in SharePoint. I thought, Nelson, that you were getting us a contract update that we could review, and then we would present it to him in open session because we already agreed to what we agreed to.
Yeah,
No,
and that
no.
was an executive.
Yeah, I don't have anything, for you guys to review, because I was trying to get some feedback from him, before we went down that path of, updating the contract for everyone to take a look at.
So is this the first attempt at feedback?
It is.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to talk to the fire chief last week because I knew he was on travel, so I didn't want to bother him when he was out of town, so I didn't get a chance to. And last week we just had a meeting last week, so it was pretty short turnaround for me to get something ready. So I wasn't able to make progress on that front. Besides my email earlier today.
Because we had talked about other wording in the contract that needed to be updated based on what we had agreed to.
Right, and I thought I included as much in my email to him. So I was, that was my first attempt at getting some feedback from him. And since it was just a few hours ago, I'm not sure if he's had a chance to take a look at it yet.
Well, I don't know if he has either. But he did tell me was 3:15 the time to be here, and I said, that sounds about right for where it is on the agenda.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is ready for open session yet. So, and there's no executive session item, so I think things gonna have to get pushed till the next meeting on the 18th. And that should give us ample time to hopefully finalize something.
He's coming.
Okay, I was just saying, I'm not sure we're ready.
Sabrina called him to come, and why don't we have the discussion that we agreed on?
While you were out of the room, I said to the rest of the select board, I don't think this is ready for an open session yet, considering the fire chief hasn't had time to review.
Did you say that?
No, but I don't.
Do we have an MOU? We don't have an MOU.
No, I don't have anything drafted up. Just what I sent to him, which if he agrees to it, then we can draft up an MOU, to make it like.
Well, why don't we just ask him and then we'll know.
Sounds good to me.
I really thought we would have the answer from the last meeting, the executive that we held,
Which was what,
made our decision, and now it's a week later.
more than a week later.
So let him come in, tell him what it is, and he can tell us what he wants, and then if that works for him.
Well, I don't think the proposal should be discussed in open session, because it's his contract, and this type of discussion should be in an executive session.
Okay, this sounds like a process problem. It seems to me that we just did discuss this in executive session. We agreed to it. When I saw this on the agenda, which you two make up together, I assumed that there would be an MOU. When I went over this stuff yesterday, my note is nothing in SharePoint. So I thought that there would be something in SharePoint today, but then I saw this message around 1 o'clock. And I thought, okay, so maybe there's an MOU that we're going to present. If it is a contract that we have agreed on, and we aren't going to make any changes, we're done bargaining, there is nothing that needs to be done in executive session. There just has to be, here it is, you accept it or don't. Given that we don't have that contract, can we have it by 12/18?
I think so, yes.
And can we have time to review it so that we can make any comments on it? And it doesn't have to be an executive. We can just give them to you.
So I should tell her to tell him not to come.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I think for 12/18, we can definitely have an MOU ready. for,
Because I don't have anything else to discuss. What's in this email is what we discussed.
right.
I just thought I'd see it in writing, that's all.
And I apologize if the wires were crossed and what the expectations were for today. But yeah, for 12/18, I think it's
She's just gonna tell me to come for the 4:30.
What's the 4:30?
The union, you got another fire.
Oh, the union, that's right. Okay, and I didn't see anything on that. Well, I did a little bit.
I wasn't sure if there was ever feedback on what was presented,
there was not, and you know, like I said, I was a little
because there
bit
was some
late.
questions remaining, and I don't know if that feedback ever came back
What feedback?
from the fire chief regarding the contract negotiations.
Whether or not he would accept. And I figured, well, if we have it written up, that's it, that's the offer. And he either accepts it or not, is kind of how I feel about it. I don't see that there's anything else to discuss.
We do
in
need to vote
executive.
on the contract in open session.
Yes, we
Yes.
do, and that's what
And
I
then
thought this was.
But the terms were already done.
According to,
Our executive,
Yeah,
but
we
not
decided-
agreed upon necessarily.
they don't necessarily have to be. I mean, if it's a turn down, it's a turn down, you know?
Okay.
Is my thoughts on it. And so I fully expected to see a contract in the SharePoint. There was nothing in the SharePoint. That's my note to myself. I would have wanted to
I mean,
review
you can
it.
have a motion in here. 4.1 is a motion.
Yeah, but we would need an MOU in order to.
Yes, we do. And there was nothing there, so there was nothing for us to review.
Okay.
I guess if it came back, if the MOU came back unacceptable to what we had discussed, then that would be an executive. You know, but as far as,
I will, I will get a
let's get
draft,
an MOU.
I'll get a draft MOU together and, I'll see if I can do it by myself. If not, I will enlist the town labor council to, assist with that.
4.2,
Again, nothing in SharePoint.
Oh, there was something there.
there is,
Yeah.
3 hours ago.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be there 48 hours in advance of the meeting. And so I think, I mean,
and I don't know, it's really hard. It's like we're at the mercy of holidays and snowstorms and whatever else, and then we get here and
nothing in SharePoint. It's there now, 3 hours ago.
okay.
But
Nelson, do you wanna
that's not
handle this?
acceptable.
4.2,
Yeah, sure. So I think back in, late August, the select board and myself agreed to amend my contract to, forego, my contractual raise to help with the budget shortfalls because the override didn't pass. So I think we all agreed on the terms, but I don't think we ever, talked
Did-
about it in open.
Didn't we actually, I mean, the amendment is dated August.
yeah.
Yeah, that's when we were talking about it. I don't remember if we ever did it in open session, did we?
Pretty sure we
Okay.
did.
I
Yeah,
thought we
and it was
had as
signed
well, and
September
the
4th.
same one for,
Melissa?
I thought we did
Yeah.
those.
Melissa,
But we don't have her.
Melissa's MOU, I never, had a chance to draft up. That's one thing on my long list of to-dos I need to button up. So hers is pretty simple. She's just, forgoing her $1,000, stipend. So, I can get that ready for the 12/18, meeting. In terms of my amendment, I think we all agreed upon it, so I think we just need to sign it out of session. And did we already make a motion on that?
I can redo it. Do I need to read it into the record?
The whole,
I don't think it needs read into the record.
I don't think so.
All right, it's right here.
I mean,
Fully executed TA contract, and then there is, I'm looking in SharePoint for September 2nd. And this is the agreement right here. So we never signed this, we voted on
Yeah,
this.
we voted on it.
Okay.
And
We just didn't sign it apparently.
it never got signed.
I swore we signed it, but
I could have sworn that too.
we didn't.
There is one printed out for us to sign here, but that doesn't mean that we didn't do it before. And how would we remember everything we signed?
Okay, this is September 2nd. Hang on a minute. Give me a second here. I'm doing research. I'm
It
hunting up the
says
minutes.
the 4th by Elizabeth and the treasurer
Yeah,
in Nelson on the 4th of September.
which would make sense if it was the second that
Yeah,
the vote happened. Did
The
just not get
minutes aren't
filed?
posted here. I'm sure we approved these minutes already.
Do you want me to go get them from Sabrina real quick?
Let me go down here. Hold on a minute.
It's September 2nd, so.
Mhm. I'm looking at them.
Oh, you got them?
Mhm. Vote on wage adjustment. To sign the first amendment, subject to clarifications on date of execution, moved by you, seconded by me. And so we voted to pass this already, to sign the first amendment to the contract. And
And this was just for the pay rate, just so we're clear to everybody.
yes,
Based on lack
Yes.
of an override, this
Right.
is to basically
yes,
set the
And
town
so-
administrator's salary at last year's rate.
correct. So it was just subject to clarifications on date of execution because it has the same blanks in it that were in it today. So, and is it signed already, what you have? By,
well.
The pay rate form is.
the pay rate form.
Is, and it was signed on the 4th by.
Then we just need to sign this.
Everybody
Pass that
else.
around, let's sign it. Were dates put in?
Dates
No.
are not on this, no. Because Nelson hasn't signed this, but
But it says the effective date of 8/31 right there on the pay form. Effective 8/31, right? So that should be the date,
Yes,
okay.
Okay.
I would think.
Agreed.
yes. So just put a 31 in there.
And I think there's another section for the 31 as well. Maybe it's on the backside,
Yeah, when you sign.
right there.
No,
Oh,
at
right
the
there,
last
okay.
line
Yep.
before our signatures. And it's signed this day of December 2025.
Well, that's where the 31st was just put in.
Okay, just put the
I'm putting-
31st.
I-
We'll sign it and
For,
back date.
Well, that's the only other date to put in.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
Do you wanna put the date next to our signatures?
Yes,
Okay, I'm good. So is Melissa's gonna be then on the 18th?
Yep,
Yes.
I'll have it ready for the select board to sign.
Next we have 4.3. And is there a motion? sorry.
And Nelson, it needs your signature.
I move to approve the resignation of Town Administrator Nelson Mui effective January 2nd, 2026.
Veronica Cal second.
Sorry, let me do that again. I, Valerie Goodrich. Thank you. Move to approve the resignation of Town Administrator Nelson Mui effective Friday, January 2nd, 2026.
Veronica Cal second.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none.
No. I would like a list prepared of the thing, I have a list of my own, of the things that we need in writing from you, Nelson, ASAP, as far as work in progress, work to be done. And I want to know where all the files are, where everything is to be found, because I do not want to wind up in the situation where a town administrator leaves and then nothing can be found.
Right. Yep.
And I have a big concern about that.
Right. Luckily, I do keep things in folders, so, you should.
On here.
Yeah, in a shared folder, which, once I leave, you
No,
guys
I
have
want to
access.
review it with you prior to your leaving. I would like an
That's fine.
exit interview. And I want to go over everything. So I would like you to prepare a list of the things that you're working on, the things that are incomplete and the things that are recently completed. I would like us to compile the same list, and I would like to go over it with you.
Sure, that's fine.
And then I want to sit with you and to sit with you and your laptop and go over that so we know where everything
Individually?
is. Or in a meeting, open meeting.
Okay.
I don't care. We can do it either
Can we
way.
pick this up on the 18th?
I'd rather not doing an open meeting. I have files here that, could be
Legal,
sensitive.
that are
confidential.
Confidential, yeah.
So I can either do it separately or
It's fine to do it separately. probably, I would think.
So, but like I said, I do keep pretty neat folders where I put everything. And it is on a network drive, so when I leave, everyone has access to it. But yes, I certainly will work with the select board to come up with a transition plan,
And I definitely want
That
next
can be
week,
in the meeting on the 18th, transition plan.
that can be in the meeting on the 18th. I would also like on the 18th, the lease for the old Harbor Fire Station.
So we don't
and the
lose that
old
again in
Central.
another jump.
I
Yeah.
want it for the 18th. The
I thought we
MS4,
were gonna have that today too.
that stuff, et cetera, et cetera. So
I think the lease was a quick turnaround because we just legally.
Yeah, like I said, Adam said on Friday he would come up with a draft for us, but I'll let him know that the select board would like it for their review on the 18th.
yeah, so we would like it on the 16th. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
in SharePoint.
Okay. I'll make sure Adam has his deadline to work with.
Thank you. All right, so now we can vote on accepting the resignation.
Okay, with all those things to be done on the 18th. Okay, roll call vote.
Veronica Cal, aye.
Valerie Goodrich, aye.
Laura Schiff and I. I think if you can't tell, we're a little gun shy from previous experience,
Hmm.
not having to do with the individual, but the position. 4.4. And we do have a packet on this, and I did not do what I was supposed to do in making that contact, but I will, because I've kind of been straight out with a lot of
Well,
other.
So I,
Go ahead.
sorry. I reached out to council regarding a town administrator screening committee and how that has gone about in the past. And it is an ad hoc committee, so we don't necessarily have to make a vacancy posting in order to appoint individuals to. We just have to agree if, department heads, individuals from the community, obviously people can come to us if they're interested, but it doesn't have to be an official vacancy posting. We have to figure out how many people we'd like to have on this
For the
committee.
TA,
For the TA search
itself,
committee.
not the interim.
No, for the
No.
TA, this is for the town administrator screening committee.
Okay, all right, okay.
So,
I would like to see 3 people on the screening committee. I would like one of them to be a select board member, and my choice is Valerie, only because she's the longest of all our terms. She will be working with this person the longest. So
Agreed.
that's why I am pointing the finger at
I
you,
have a-
Valerie.
You're gonna
That's
get more
the
jobs
interest.
too.
What?
You're gonna get more jobs too. It's like
And
replacing us.
I would like to see the rest as 2 others as department heads.
Yeah,
I would like one to be from outside the building and one to be from inside the building. And I think that once you get 5 people involved, you have too many, because we have a tight timeline.
Mhm.
And so.
I guess the question then regarding the timeline for this is, if we know we're going to be having to appoint an interim, which is the next thing, and I'm not gonna talk about at this moment,
mhm.
Right,
is the goal to post for this immediately after the holidays? Is the goal to fill it starting before annual town meeting, after annual town meeting? What are our timeline? And obviously, we can't specify an
To give
exact
you an
timeline.
idea.
I'm just generalities and looking for feedback on, because I mean, if it's possible to have 5 people and we all think that would be better, I'm fine with that. If 3 is best, that's good. But I'm
I've
just
been
looking
on
for
7 and I've been on 5. I think 3 is a good idea.
having nothing.
Seriously.
Yeah, no, I understand.
and my feeling is 1 in the building, 1 representing outside the building interests.
Mhm.
Which means highway, public safety, library, senior center.
Mhm.
So that's water. So that's how I feel. But we could do it however.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah. So I guess then the question is this something, like, what are we all feeling? How long do we want an interim to gauge
I would
for?
like an interim in place before Christmas,
Yeah.
if at all possible.
But until,
I would like
I
the
guess
screening
until when?
committee until town meeting.
okay. that
I
was
would
my-
like this screening committee to start in January, to be appointed in January. So we need to, over the holidays, be looking for people who are willing. It's possible that every single department head in town wants to do it, and we're gonna
Or
be
doesn't want to do it.
doing a lottery, or doesn't, right? But in any event, I think that gets seated after. So that's screening committee, that's my feeling
Mhm.
on it. To seat after the holidays, so in January. And then for an interim, I would like an interim appointed within the
And then
next
the
2
interim
weeks,
to serve through annual town meeting.
through annual town meeting, and there may be an overlap. Those
So-
last 2
So
weeks of April.
regarding the screening committee then, just for clarification for anybody listening, the screening committee's purpose is to attract candidates that would not necessarily want their information to be public until they were at a final stage of an
That is
interview
correct.
process.
Yeah, that's
So
always
any-
been the case.
Yeah, just for everybody's clarification, and people in the building. Because it was, I'm new to this too. Any interview that the select board does is in open session. That-
Yes, that is
Yes.
correct.
And thus, you might not attract people who didn't want their name out there in an open session and meeting until they're at a more final stage.
Right. Thank
So,
you for the
yes.
explanation, but that is correct.
And I would like the committee to work with a vendor, because I would like a search committee out there. I don't want to do it without a vendor who's a headhunter, essentially.
Yeah.
There are
Someone
some
who,
that specialize in Massachusetts for town administrators and executive
there
staff.
were 3 vendors that I could find for that.
Can I add, one that you might want to consider, the Collins Center? They do,
Well, that's another possibility, I
Yeah.
suppose.
So the
but-
3 that, and this is still related to the screening committee, oops, sorry, wrong document.
I think it was.
The 3 I
in
have
SharePoint.
listed here are, the Community Paradigm Associates, Bernie Lynch, Municipal Resources, Bob Mercier, and then Capital Strategic Solutions.
Oh, they're on.
which we have
They're on
worked
the
with
list
before.
in
They're on the
4.4.
list and
So then 4 would be the Collins Center.
we could add that. And we would be the ones that
To decide.
determine
Right,
who they're working with at the point that we, so each of us would, there were 3 on here, but we couldn't add a 4th at the Collins Center.
okay.
If we each took one and then reported back and then made a decision, in early January, at the same time where we appoint the committee. So that, so I know one of the things on here was, is it the next one down, town administrator vacancy posting and job description. So I'm kind of munging 4, 4 and 4, 5 here, but I think that whoever the vendor is would want to consider the vacancy and job description that we could provide to them and make any tweaks. I also think we have to consider that we have to pay a lot more than, I would like someone experienced in here. I'm not willing to be the training ground anymore. So I want someone with that's vetted.
Yeah. I think there's a couple of complicated things in Townsend right now that warrant
Experience.
someone has even some legal experience.
Yeah.
So I guess then, do we just want to assign people to call? Do you want to pick one?
Yeah, I'll talk to any of them. I'll have,
I was gonna do, and I will, Bernie, whatever, yeah, I'll do one.
I'll do MRI.
okay, then I'll do the other 2.
Okay.
I'll do capital strategic and Collins.
And then January, the first meeting in January.
First meeting in January. When is that?
I just think it's the 6th. It's the 6th. If we,
I know we've already picked these. Where's my January calendar?
the
Yeah.
first Tuesday is the 6th.
All right, so that's.
Yeah, I
already-
have the 6th.
Okay, so let's report back on these then.
And the 6th would also be finalizing the screening committee. When,
Yes, so,
I guess then,
So should we just
any department
announce
heads,
and
yeah.
ask them
I
to
can
reach out?
write
I think
an
that we
email
should-
to all department heads.
if you want to write it, and maybe Callie should send it out.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
So if you could write the email and we'll have Callie send it out and people can respond to Callie. So select board meeting. Tuesday, January 6th. It's on here.
I do think it's important that one of the people on it manage a relatively large department,
I agree.
more than just 2 or 3 people.
And the departments
Oh,
that
yeah.
are large are the ones.
Yeah, they're all outside. So I
outside
do
the
think,
building.
and I don't think that's always had great representation on the screening committees, so
Right.
it'd be nice to, just because they have experience in managing more people, a bigger.
Well, that would be more like library or police
Or
or
highway.
fire.
Or
Or
highway.
water.
Who's
Water.
definitely managing
Highway,
water,
all of
or
it.
water.
Um,
Is there a lot of people to manage in highway? Or is
no,
it-
not
it's not
really.
huge.
No.
It's more,
So that's what
same
I'm
with parks
saying.
and cemeteries, it's more, so yeah, police,
Police,
library,
fire,
fire.
library.
So we'll
Yeah,
talk to
so let's do
department
that.
heads, and then someone talk to the departments and
Yeah,
see what they come with.
Okay.
And if anybody has a lot of feedback on.
So,
a good.
let's
rationale
back up
for
a
more.
minute, because we haven't voted on the ad hoc committee. Let's make one of them be police, fire,
Or library.
or library.
Okay.
One of them, police, fire, or library, and one of them be all the other departments.
From all the departments.
That represents town hall.
Mhm. Well, town hall, cemetery and parks, highway,
Oh,
Yeah.
senior center,
okay.
Smaller,
because they're the smaller departments.
fine.
So larger
That makes
departments,
sense.
smaller
just
departments.
divide it that way.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we need a vote
Because
on
they
that?
each are gonna have a separate perspective.
So, I would make a motion that we form an ad hoc, town administrator screening committee to be appointed in January, consisting of a member of the select board, a department head from one of the larger town departments, AKA police, fire, or library, and then a department head from one of the smaller town departments.
And I am good with that.
And is that a second?
Veronica Cal second.
Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Veronica Cal, I.
Valerie Goodrich, aye.
And Laura Schifrin, aye. Thank you.
Oh, do we also need to make a motion that we will assign? I guess we should wait and see when we get proposals and costs and stuff for
Yeah, let's do that.
consultant before we make any motion on that.
I agree.
I just have to report back on January 6th.
Okay.
Okay,
Sounds good.
And that's where we'll look at, so put in the SharePoint, anything you get, write it up, stick it in the SharePoint by the 4th. And then we can look at it and make a debate, make a decision, and
okay.
and vote on the 6th.
And whatever screening committee that is, we will, town council will be present at the first meeting to explain what happens in executive session and outside of executive session, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, for everybody to hear.
To the screening committee?
Yes.
Okay. It should be done.
Yep. It's happened in the past, people can go past and look at what we did previously.
Okay, so can we, how do you want to do the posting? Do you want to wait until the beginning of January to do the posting for the TA?
No, I want to wait until after we have the screening committee in place and a vendor on board.
Okay, well, that, I meant January, into January.
Yes, yes. And I envision us providing to the vendor our suggestion for the posting, and they
Okay,
So do we, insofar as we're not changing the job description as it currently stands at the moment?
at the moment, no.
Okay.
I think that what's there is pretty close, because it's the same job.
It's the same job description as.
Right.
Your.
So we can provide those. Let's vote on that in January, though,
Okay.
on providing those to the vendor to do whatever massaging they need to
okay,
do.
so 4.5, we're going to discuss further at the first meeting in January and make the decision of how you want to move forward.
Mhm.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I have not until a vendor is selected, because vendor may want input. That's my note to myself.
Okay. Discussion of interim town administrator appointment.
So I think Nelson has told us that Ross is not interested.
Yeah, I spoke to Ross, and, you know, he was the first person I thought of. But after speaking with him, you know, he's rather enjoying retirement, so he's not really interested, you know, among other reasons, to come back for a third time to assist us. So
So-
I think Ross is not in the running.
So knowing that we're not gonna get somebody that is already experienced in Townsend, and having some input from town council after Nelson handed his resignation, is the board interested in considering an internal
Yes,
temporary,
yes, that's.
someone who
same
knows
with
the
me.
town?
Right. Yeah, so.
I mean, not excluding external, obviously, but because this is according, and again, I spoke to town council, let me make sure I have my notes there. Because this is an interim position and we're moving very quickly, interim positions do not require a vacancy posting,
No, they do not. We can just.
specifically because of their interim nature.
Right.
So insofar as we have the ability to talk to people that we feel might be interested individually.
I suggest that we move a further discussion to our executive session, the first executive session. I know that by charter, it cannot be a person who is elected
No, within the past 10 months.
within the past, I thought it was 12 months.
12 months, yes. And
Um,
specifically, I did seek clarification on that too.
We do have that on executive.
Yes,
Yes.
but
we
this
do.
is, and this is good stuff to mention in open session. the charter says the TA shall not have served in elected position in town, capital T government, at least in the past 12 months. So that is specifically Townsend,
Yeah,
just for reference. And if anybody's interested, they can go to section 4.4 of the charter for a designated interim,
Right.
which is relatively, it's a newer part of the charter.
so I would like to have an interim appointed ASAP.
And if we don't feel comfortable with an internal, then, I mean, we can probably talk to these consultants about if they have a list
Yes.
of external, it is hard to find interim candidates.
Yes,
I
did-
do, I
I'm
do,
trying to be positive, extremely
Sorry.
positive.
as an aside, someone like CSS, they actually do have folks in their bullpen who have, town administrator experience, and they might be able to come in for a short period of time, to sort of bridge the gap, so to speak. But, you know, if that's the route you guys choose, or there's no one internal that wants to do it. I know CSS,
What is CSS?
Capital Strategic Solutions.
Okay.
our ARPA consultant and.
I always like to have that when somebody's
Policy.
mentioning them for, you know, the acronyms first. I like to have it stated so that people who are listening will know what that is.
I think if there's any chance we can get someone to work with you the last week you're here in lesson, it would be nice. I think it would be that handoff could be critical right now with everything going on.
Right.
If it's at all possible. I mean, I don't want to pick someone incorrectly. That's not the goal, but I think if there's any way to do that.
I would like to do that.
Okay, so I would like to further discuss candidates and role in executive.
And we do that
Well,
in the
if we-
executive session
We had that.
Yes,
It's on.
and pay contract, the whole,
yeah, all that,
what we are capable of doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to move on,
yes.
please. 4.7, discussion about Townsend RAO.
I would like to have this moved to January.
6th,
Mhm.
thank you.
I just think right now we have too much going on.
Yeah, I could agree with that. 4.8. Okay, Nelson,
Important.
4.8.
So I took another poll of town council and the town moderator to see when they would have some availability. If you recall, I think for a while now, we were talking about a very late January special town meeting. Given the holidays are coming up and we're still working on something with the police union to get onto the next special town meeting, I feel like the late January is too soon to get something like accomplished, but I can sort of appreciate doing it then. If my other suggestion would be, instead of late January, a late February special town meeting instead. And I've gotten word from town council and the town moderator, they would be available the last week in February. And more specifically, we're targeting the last Tuesday in February 24th.
And I guess my one question then, and I know that because this is related to special town meeting, there's a few things with free cash, and I know we've talked about budgeting software. Once we get to the end of February, is it even?
Absolutely, because they have to put in, they could work with the budget process to get things put in so that we're ready to roll right after town meeting
For
the next fiscal year, to close out FY 20.
No, it's fine. I was
Make
just
sure FY
confirming.
27 is in there and the closeout of FY 26.
Yeah.
Which I
So
think,
you're good with that? The end of February?
I think end of February is late.
That's what
I would
used to end
rather
of January,
see
but
the first week in February, but did you query? And I also want to know when the high school is available for the meeting, because this town hall is not equipped to handle people for handicapped or for sound,
parking.
for parking, all in all,
You don't like
especially in the
Sunday?
winter. especially in the winter, you know, that you have to walk from that back parking lot here. And so, did you at all query the high school about available dates?
I have not, also keep in mind the third week in February is
School
school
vacation,
vacation.
right, the 17th, but I was thinking the
Well,
3rd, the 10th,
Yeah.
or the 24th. So I would want to know, any of those,
let me just see what,
what's on the calendar.
if town council said anything.
And I'm good with those as well. Are you?
Sorry, I nodded silently to myself.
Sure. I couldn't hear that.
Couldn't hear my inner monologue.
No.
It's probably good you can't.
I was gonna say, I was thinking the same thing.
You don't want.
Let's see, February 10th would not work. February,
Because,
Because,
John is not available,
no,
Oh.
John, okay.
and I guess February 3rd could work, but that's only a week later than what we
but still, if we tell them now, this is the plan.
What do we still have to, what are we worried wouldn't be ready by then?
It's related to the police union.
We'll discuss in,
Okay.
Yeah,
in
Okay.
exec.
Do you feel that February 3rd is too soon for that?
I don't feel that February 3rd is too soon, but I want to make sure that we have availability for the high school, the moderator, and town council.
yeah.
And so it's either the 3rd or the 24th. I don't think there's anything that's critical other than software. And I watched as far as software goes, I would like to know about Vadar and what's available under there. We talked about this before. So for the possibilities on the warrant,
There may be other things on
there, I don't think there will be a whole lot more, but
So-
No,
Certified
but
free
it's coming
cash.
out, something out of zoning that's going to planning tonight for this. Cause I attended the meeting and I told them, cause they were asking about a warrant article and the next date, and I did say the end of January, because that's what we
had been
talked about.
talking about, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good with either the 3rd or the 24th. I think we can be ready for either one, but I don't know what our availability is for town council, for the high school.
Sounds like they're available for the 3rd. So you want to shoot for the 3rd if possible? And then if not,
Let me see here.
Yeah, I think of what if we don't have an agreement yet with the police union? That would be the reason to have the 24th.
I don't think John can do it on the 3rd either. He's always unavailable the 1st and 3rd Tuesday of the month.
The 10th is the second Tuesday.
I
No,
thought,
the
yeah,
3rd, the 3rd. But he's also not available on the 10th either.
Okay, then let's go with February 24th and just make that happen. So, please contact the high school, I guess.
Okay, we'll do.
when
And
do we have
but
to
we-
set the warrant dates?
I don't want to set the warrant dates till next week because we need to make sure the high school's available.
But how far in advance, Nelson? It's
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Do we-
For
Yeah, for
posting.
posting the warrant, correct.
so I'll put this on to rediscuss on 12/18,
Yes.
okay? And then 4.9 is discuss letter to the state, regarding the, fire chief position, fire chief being special municipal employee. Did
Right.
you write that up?
No, I didn't get much direction on this. I know in recent years, the previous select board had voted that the fire chief position is a special municipal employee. So I
But they
think,
didn't even have to, because it's been so since that article that you got a copy of in 1963, if not before.
yeah, and
The only
When
vote
the
that I,
select board
the vote
voted
that
it.
I've seen was from 2024.
I think people have found much older
Yeah.
decisions that were made, I guess, that made that position a special municipal employee. I think that might need further research potentially, in terms of whether those decisions that were made way back when would still apply.
I thought it
Why,
was
why
given.
would it go back?
So it's not given. When I looked into that, that one's not given because we're too big.
Where in the ethics thing does it say, no, we are less than 10,000?
Yeah, we're less than 10,000.
Which is why the select board qualifies as special municipal employees. And the way I read it is every other position has to be designated by the select board as a special municipal employee.
But if it's been done, does it have to be done every year?
Nope.
Or
But
every contract?
so it was done in 2024, right?
No, but I mean, it
No,
was
it
done
was
before.
before
Why did
that.
it need to be done again, is what I'm
Right,
not
Well, so
I
understanding.
think that
If it was done before then, I just haven't seen anything to that effect, other than, like, I would need like meeting minutes or something, right? Like how,
All I had
Well,
was
the
that.
thing is, like in 1963, it's probably all moldy over in the.
and I
Heart
don't, I mean, has anybody talked to town council? Because the rules governing that are probably changed since 1963.
Here's the thing.
I guess I don't understand what's the purpose of this. I'm missing why,
Because that is what is being keyed in for both the lawsuit against the
Yeah.
town and.
is it related to the lawsuit though? Or is it just related to ethics? Because if it's just related to ethics, I don't think we should be involved based on the advice of counsel. If it's related to the lawsuit, I'm willing to hear an argument for that. But the way I understand it, this is just related to ethics.
Well, I think we should be pretty clear whether it's just related to ethics or not. I think we should be pretty clear on who is and who is not special municipal employees in this town.
So that's
And
2024. It's all in that. There's 2 meetings.
But here's the question. Yeah, I'm aware. But the question is, did they need to do that?
Right.
Because
That was my
they
question.
already were. And the reason I thought this, and I was chair of the board of the select board from 2020 to the end of my term in 2023. Maybe a month before, 2 months before that. But anyway, the reason that I didn't push for anything like that, to clarify that during my term for anybody here, was because my understanding is that they were, and my reason for that, and I've started looking back, was in the 2014-2015 timeframe. There was a meeting, there was a public records request put in for all of the emails of the land use coordinator and the conservation agent. And so the question was, who could do that? Well, it had to be a special municipal employee
to do
to go through all and redact all for 5 years worth of emails, public records request. And I was in a select board meeting. I was on the Conservation Commission at the time. I was in a select board meeting where it was announced that all these people were special municipal employees and included the fire chief and the police chief, et cetera, et cetera. And that is the reason that I didn't push in 2020 to have this named, because the understanding was that they were, and that was because of something that happened a long time prior. And so I think that the mistake that was made was in 2023, whenever it was, I was done in August of 2023. So it was April of 2023. So it was after that, might have been January of 2024, I'm guessing, but it could have been November of 2023. It was after that the Board of Selectmen decided to name.
January 2024.
Okay, so that was probably an error because they already were.
But were they?
Yes, that would have
But
been
see,
my
according to-
understanding. According to who?
Understanding? Because the way I read it is it has to be specifically named.
How many
And voted-
times?
and voted
Every
for.
year. every year?
No. Once
So if
they're
it was
named, it's fine.
specifically named in 1958, is it still in play?
I have no idea.
That's my question.
But I guess the question is what's the, if we have all this from 2024, what's the purpose of this? So we have in 2024, it doesn't matter, it technically, it doesn't matter.
Because it
what
makes
happened.
it sound like it's only since 2024. Anybody who was in those positions beforehand were not. That's why I don't understand, and as I think Veronica was saying, the reiteration of it. Why was that even necessary?
I mean, I can't speak because I wasn't on the board at the time.
So 2014. Anyway, I guess we're not getting anywhere on this, so this will be revisited.
Yeah, I'm looking
I
at
don't know
this
where the records
from
are
the
from
ethics
2014.
training. With a population of fewer than selectmen in a town with a population of fewer than 10,000 persons are automatically special town employees. That would be yes. For all other positions, the city council, board of selectmen, town council, blah, 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 may classify municipal positions as special if all employees who hold equivalent positions or serve on the same board are designated special municipal employees and the employees are unpaid.
Unpaid?
Yeah. Do you really need to be a special town employee? A municipal employee who is not a special municipal employee. So assume that the fire chief was not a special municipal employee. A municipal employee who is not a special municipal employee may have a financial interest in a contract with his municipality if the contract is made after public notice or competitive bidding. And if the municipal employee files with the clerk a disclosure of his and her family interest. So I'm totally confused about all this thing about municipal employees, and it doesn't say it has to be form XYZ. It just says you have to file a disclosure. And in everything, all the records that we've been given, there is a form that it went to Tigan Bond, went to the select board, where the fire chief does say, I am, this is my company, and I am the fire chief. So it was disclosed. So I'm not sure how special municipal employee plays into anything anymore. So I guess
I guess the question is I'm just I just don't know what the goal of this letter would be.
The goal to me is to support our employees.
So I would just say if it's related to ethics, I think that we don't get involved. If it's related to lawsuit, I think we have to discuss with counsel.
I think the lawsuit is related to ethics. I don't think the lawsuit would be there if ethics didn't call this company and say, we would like to talk about this.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's just, so for me, it's a matter of supporting our employees, because I was on the select board when all that bidding took place.
Right.
And all of this is quite a surprise to me, because we hired a third person firm to do all of that.
I'm neither here nor there on that, because I think I'm just looking at council saying we should not be involved in ethics.
I don't disagree that we shouldn't be involved
So that's just
in
my,
ethics, but I don't see this as ethics. So,
Okay, I'm gonna, keep that on the agenda until we.
who is
get it
drafting the
resolved.
letter? I want more. I want to know
Yeah.
who's drafting the letter, because I want to see the letter before I vote on it. I don't just want to have an item on the agenda that we don't have anything in the SharePoint.
Well,
And-
I wanna see if we can't get some more answers.
And the questions are, what are we getting answers to?
for defending our employees.
But that's not our role in this case.
Unless it's a lawsuit.
But then
Well,
that's
we know
related
there's a
to
connection.
litigation.
Okay, maybe this should move on to our executive session at this point. Keep it on
Okay.
the agenda.
Okay. I'd like to go to, because I'd like to get, I have a hard stop with you guys at 4:30 to go into executive. So I would really like to get to the readings of the policies that have now been reviewed,
Yes.
okay? And the first one is 5.2, second reading of the sustainable purchasing policy.
So wait a minute, are we skipping over 410 and 5.1?
410 seemed pretty
Oh, wait
straightforward.
a minute, I'm sorry.
I agree.
Oh, yeah,
I have
that
it
was in
right
the
here.
SharePoint. And
Yes.
I'll take them, I mean, we support it. Do we need a motion to support it?
Do we
Yes.
just want to
we
summarize,
go.
Nelson? Do you want to
Because there's a
summarize,
signature.
summarize what the letter is
Well,
concerning?
I mean, I think you guys can make a motion to approve the letter of support
For the local aid?
It's essentially, just for people who are interested, it's basically a letter that a lot of towns are sending because the amount of local aid in the state is decreasing. To basically
Right, and
State our-
we're still
state
capped
our-
at 2.5.
state our fiscal,
They're not capping any expenses though,
It's,
from
it's,
rising.
it's asking to take funds from the rainy day fund and supplement the
local aid.
local aid to the towns for
This,
this,
this isn't just us.
for
This is-
fiscal year
This is
27.
Many-
municipalities throughout the state.
Right,
Yes, and it's to our state senator and state representative. Supporting the move to use rainy day fund interest to supplement budgets.
So it's not just Townsend, it's every municipality that
yes.
is being advocated for.
Is there a motion?
I, Valerie Goodrich, move to approve the draft letter of support for local aid on December 8th, 2025, to be signed out of session.
Okay, we do sign that.
Yes, do we
Okay.
have one that we can sign right now?
No, we need to insert all of our pertinent information, so,
We
we'll.
do?
I'm looking at one that has all the.
I'm
Oh, I'm
looking at
sorry.
one that has
Oh,
everything in
I'm
it.
sorry.
I can get it printed out if you
I
want.
thought I saw it.
Yeah, it's been, so we were basically given a template letter.
It's 410.
I'll just get Sabrina
It's
to
here
print
to
it.
It's here to sign, right? Okay,
Is there a motion?
I
start
move
again.
that, sorry, I, Valerie Goodrich, move to approve and sign the letter of support for local aid to our State Senator John Cronin and State Representative Margaret Scarsdale.
Is there a
Veronica-
second?
Veronica Cal second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Veronica Cal I.
Valerie Goodrich, aye.
Laura Schiffern, aye. Thank you. Okay, and then 5.1, review, discuss creation of, I'm gonna move this one.
I agree.
Okay, 5.1 is moved to 12:18. Since we don't have it.
I was gonna put it in the SharePoint, but I didn't know if I should or not. I was gonna put the original from Nelson and my updates that I had sent back to Nelson in November
For which? I'm
for
sorry.
the, oh, well, never mind. Okay, never mind. I thought this was for the release of, what I
No.
did put in here was, I think it was I Googled for,
Yeah, I saw the results for
Public
the
relations policy.
policy.
Oh,
It does
and-
seem to, there are a fairly decent amount of towns that have something.
Yeah, there are. So I didn't know if we wanted to pull something out. I'll be willing to pull something out and put it in there for the next meeting if you want.
yes,
Okay.
thank you. That's 5.1 being moved to the next meeting.
Okay.
5.2,
And I have a chart there.
is there a motion? Second reading.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, we
pull it
gotta do
up.
the second reading
I'll
first.
do it.
This is a sustainability, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay, this is the second reading of policy 8/2025. It replaces policy 01/2018 recycled product procurement policy, and it is the sustainable purchasing policy. The town of Townsend recognizes that procurement decisions of our employees and contractors have significant impacts on the environment. By including environmental, public health, and waste reduction considerations in our purchasing decisions, along with price, performance, and product availability, we can remain fiscally responsible while promoting practices that minimize waste and environmental impacts. The purpose of this document is to establish the framework for a sustainable-based purchasing program for the town of Townsend. Objectives of this policy include making purchasing decisions that, 1, minimize waste and prioritize reuse by identifying alternative options to new and single-use products and equipment. 2, support recycling markets by purchasing products with post-consumer recycled content and that are recyclable after use. 3, conserve natural resources such as energy and water. And 4, minimize environmental impacts from pollution, greenhouse gases, and toxins/hazardous products. To meet the above goals, the town of Townsend will, whenever feasible, purchase products and services offered through the Operational Services Division's Environmentally Preferable Products and Services Guide, prioritize donation and reuse before disposal of goods or equipment, and whenever possible, utilize the state surplus property program, adhere to federal comprehensive procurement guidelines for minimal accepted recycled content levels when purchasing office paper, envelopes, notepads, and file folders, prioritize purchasing products that are durable, long-lasting, reusable, or refillable, and avoid purchasing single-use products. The town of Townsend is committed to sustainable purchasing and empowers employees to be innovative and demonstrate leadership by considering environmental and public health benefits when making purchasing decisions. So you can sign.
So
Is there
motion
a
to
motion?
adopt.
I move to adopt the sustainable purchasing policy as read on December 2nd and December 8th. Adopted on December 8th. No, wait a second, I didn't say my name. Strike that. I, Valerie
I'll give
Goodrich.
you all the chances you need.
I, Valerie Goodrich, move to adopt the sustainable purchasing policy as read, first reading December 2nd, second reading December 8th, adopted December 8th, 2025.
Is there a second?
Veronica Cal second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Veronica Cal aye.
Valerie Goodrich, aye.
Laura Schiffern, aye. Thank you. Okay, so 5.3 is moved, which is the Comcast renewal contract is moved to 12/18. 5.4, is there or is there not the lease for the Old Harbor Fire Station?
No, remember, we're gonna have town council draft them up for us.
Was that assigned to him? Because we did talk about that before. Because it was, remember, it was a warrant article and it was voted by the town
Right,
and
yeah,
it was just dropped.
correct.
Okay, so town council has that and we don't have it yet.
Where would you like this, Lori? This is the.
So, and we talked, didn't we talk about this today? So he'll have it for us on the 16th,
Correct.
so
Well,
that
that's
we
what I-
will
yeah.
have it on the
Oh.
18th.
Yes,
And
Oh,
could he
so I
do
don't know,
one
did I
for
have it on
Old
here?
Central as well at the same time, because they were both dated at town meeting?
Yeah.
And if I remember right from the proposals from back in 2023, that they were, the wording was very similar.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay,
Okay, 5.5, can we move that to the 18th? The joint meetings on finance?
well, Nelson, do you have dates for us already or no?
I do not, I haven't spoken to Dawn about that yet,
Okay,
so,
then we move to
12/18.
oh, well, before I speak to them, how would you like them to be done? Like, I think last year it was, I think it was like a Tuesday and Thursday, like Tuesday and Thursday for multiple weeks.
They met joint with us, and Laura, you can correct me if I'm wrong. They met joint with us on our meeting days, and we met joint with them on their meeting
I don't
days.
remember.
And we did it, I think, twice a week. I think
We did it
Nelson's
twice a
right on
week.
that.
Yep.
And that's how we set up those for 3 or 4 weeks. It might have been, one meeting
Oh, I
and
think it was
two,
more than
two,
that.
two, and one. So there were
Culminating on the
every
summit.
week in.
That was more than
February.
usual though last year.
Yes, it was.
But it was also to accommodate department heads, because each meeting, there was a different department head, or sometimes 2 or 3 that met with us. And so we had set up those joint meetings so that there would be enough dates that everybody would be able to meet with us.
In past years, I know it's been like just 2 dates in February,
No.
right? No,
No,
always more than that.
it was always more than that.
Well, I don't know about always. I don't.
In my experience, it was more. My first year, we tried to do it on Saturdays. It was joint for all of February. Every Saturday, we had blocked out, and it was joint FinCom and Selectboard. We did that for 2 years. By the second year, people weren't showing up, and we didn't have quorums. And so that's why we switched it to meetings of the, I think my last year as a select board member, when
So
Eric was
it's-
here, Eric went to the meetings with the FinCom, because they were at 4 PM on Mondays. And then we had joints on Tuesdays.
Because it is laid out in the budget policy.
It is. It's weekly meetings in February, if I remember right.
And the department heads have until the end of January to get everything in. Is that per the memo,
January
or the
5th.
January
Early
5th?
January. Yep.
Early January.
Mhm.
Town administrator creates a balanced budget in consultation with select board and submits it to the board prior to its first regularly scheduled meeting in February. During the board's 2 regularly scheduled meetings in February, joint budget hearings are held with finance committee.
That's right.
And then by the first day of March, the town administrator submits the proposed budget to select board and finance.
And last year, the FinCom wanted more input to what and so we did meet.
Yeah.
We did meet.
So I guess the question is do we try and fit in just those regular?
Our regular meetings. That means that half of the departments have to come to one meeting and half of the departments have to come to the other. I think it's not enough. I think that we need to,
3 weeks?
I would do, so we've been meeting a lot. We've been meeting almost weekly instead of 2 meetings. Typically, we would have 2 meetings a month, and the FinCom would have 2
We met
meetings a
every
month.
week.
Yeah.
For 2 months, February
So-
and
So
January.
if we're saying we have a
6 weeks anyway.
town meeting on February 24th, would it make sense to do the 3rd, 10th, and 17th for those 3 budget meetings with the department heads?
No,
No?
not the 17th, school vacation.
Well, people can still, unless we're going on school vacation,
Are you on school
Well, I
vacation?
mean, you're doing,
I'll be here.
I'm not.
I'm not.
I'm not either. So it
What about department
depends.
heads and stuff?
Department heads have 2 other weeks to choose from.
Okay.
So I think that's
All right.
reasonable. There are some department heads that aren't.
And
gonna-
then FinCom is invited to those 3 meetings also,
Correct.
because that's the budget policy.
All right,
So
so let's
just-
just set that up.
Just to say it one more time. The town administrator creates a balanced budget in consultation with the board of selectmen and submits it prior to the first meeting in February. During the board's regularly scheduled meetings in February, joint budget hearings are held with the finance committee. So,
So let's meet weekly in February. We're looking at February 3rd, 10, and 17. Those are budget meetings, and the FinCom can be invited to them
for joint meetings.
for joint meetings. So if you would check with Dawn,
And then department heads can come to those meetings as
They have to be
they
scheduled.
have to be
As they-
scheduled.
So you might want to tell them that, tomorrow in the department head meeting,
Okay.
what the
Yeah, that's good.
scheduling
Pick
is.
which ones are not available maybe,
Yeah,
and then schedule all.
and the
Yeah, 3,
24th
10th,
will be our special town meeting. So we have meetings every week.
Let's not do that in January if possible.
The 29th, the 6th and the 20th.
Okay, all right, so we touched on that. we can deal with the restructuring of departments and whatever after. 5.6, I mean, that will be revisited. 5 points, this is all under old business until we're done, it remains on old business.
Yes, because that's gonna need to be
Right,
moved ahead before annual town meeting.
okay.
Okay,
5.6, review, discuss status and lease agreement draft with Spalding Memorial School, is there a draft?
I don't have one. I've requested one from the school district actually earlier today. So that's forthcoming.
you should have one from Eric, because when I went out in 2023, there was a draft agreement with Spalding Memorial.
And was it never ratified?
It was still under discussion. So they did a side letter with Emmy for the rec department. And they must have done a side letter with the baseball association with the school district, because in the agreement that,
So the school district did a side letter, not,
yes, not
not
us, correct. So there should be something.
I will see if what I have is,
To at least compare with whatever they give you.
Yep.
I don't think it was ever finalized during my time, so by April 2020.
so we're basically on an agreement that just is continuing because nothing has
Apparently, yeah,
changed. As with many contracts, I know if you don't change anything, they just keep going.
great. And then
But
there's
this
the
is a
school
lease.
district.
This
This
is
is
a
the
lease.
lease.
So is it in
with Spalding.
perpetuity if we
I-
currently do have a lease, correct?
that was a 20-year lease, wasn't it, at a recent town meeting?
But what does the lease look like? Yes, the answer is yes, but I don't know the status of it.
Why don't we get those uploaded into SharePoint?
Yeah,
Okay, that'll be on 12/18. Is it the same for the regional district agreement?
Well, so
that was also being worked on.
So I did check in with a member of the school committee and said, hey, what's the status of the North Middlesex Regional School District Agreement? And it has been, I think it's come up and gone down and come up and gone down a few times now. And so we're working on an older one. There is some questions right now because with the closure of Ashby, the district agreement does require a school in each of the 3 towns. So I think that may be part of kind of the current question in play. I'm not speaking on behalf of the school committee. This is just some of my thoughts. I don't know. I don't think, maybe we need to nudge, is my guess.
Okay, so
I can
that's
nudge.
it'll be on 12/18.
I'll nudge and see what the status, if we can get an update from the school committee.
That would be
Okay,
good.
5.8, first reading of the federal funds policy.
It is 4:20, so I think we can probably do some work session stuff and then wrap it up.
Okay, everything else goes on 12/18.
Is there a quick one I can read or no? Never mind.
No,
Unless you
they're
wanna read,
both
like,
pretty
soup.
long.
Nope. Not what I wanted, but that's the way it is.
Okay. Actually, I have a question on the federal funds policy, so maybe I'll get that clarified. I just
Okay.
sent it to you,
Yeah.
so I can get that clarified.
6.1, town administrator updates.
The department head meeting has been rescheduled for tomorrow at 1 PM. Lori, would you like to attend? Can
I
you
will
attend?
not be attending.
Okay, any select board member?
I think we
interested?
decided
No.
that select board was not gonna be attending.
All right, fair enough. Animal inspector vacancy, I actually did call the candidate, to see if they were still interested and maybe talk a little bit about what it entails. I kind of mentioned to them that the barn book is a pretty, extensive, project. You have to go to basically every property that has animals and do, some work there. So, between the gas and the wear and tear in your vehicle, you're probably making less than minimum wage, just
You're
doing.
supposed to
So-
be talking them
Yeah,
into
right.
taking
Well,
it, Nelson.
well,
Wait, Nelson.
well, I mean,
You
I-
talked him out of the
Well,
job that we have open.
Well, here's the thing though, I didn't want to spend all this time recruiting them, and then once they got into the position, they realized the scope of, what.
Yeah, but if somebody loves barns
Well,
and they love animals,
I don't think they realize,
why would they apply for this job unless it wasn't a love that they have?
Okay,
well,
so what's the status?
they said they would, do a little bit further research, maybe find out from the Board of Health how many properties they would actually need to visit, because if
Yeah,
it's.
that's where they get the
If they were not
information,
aware of
actually.
that,
Yeah.
probably
that's-
good for them.
Because,
Board of Health is where they would get that
Because
information.
the posting doesn't really say how many pieces of property they need
I'll
to,
find out from Carla.
well, yeah, that's why I suggested. So, it's to be determined, but I did have a lovely conversation with the,
Okay,
candidate. They did seem to be pretty interested in it, and they weren't in it for the money, they wanted to help
of
out
course not.
their community. They
Because
actually,
barns are
Nobody,
awesome.
none of us are.
the candidate actually lives here in town, so, that's always a plus.
Have them come see me.
Well, it's here's the good things. It's an outside job.
Yeah,
It's not one where you're sitting at a desk going,
There's some
so
cool
that
barns.
can be a good thing.
There are some cool barns in Townsend too.
absolutely.
Talk that up.
But, I
Unique
wanted.
properties.
I wanted to be realistic about the, sort of the scope of, what,
Okay, you don't have to be then.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of update on the Facebook
Facebook?
page. I still need to create an account.
This social media policy goes hand in hand with that.
It kind of does, yep.
So,
It's okay if we approve the social media policy first.
The municipal trash contract, I think we're gonna be talking about it at the joint
6
meeting.
o'clock.
Yep.
There's been some good movement there with
It's
town,
approved, right?
with town
I thought I
council.
read.
Yep, so.
was it approved by town council?
Yeah.
It was.
Because I didn't see a signature on the one that was in the SharePoint.
No, but he said so in the email
Which email?
from town council.
There's an
I
email
got
from
It was
town
in, it
council.
was in the email.
I uploaded the new one that had Adam's signature on it. He signed it earlier this afternoon.
Okay,
So
Okay,
good movement there. Comcast contract, we said we we're gonna move on to 12/18. Cybersecurity training, I am happy to report, a lot of folks have already been taking the trainings. There's been,
I did the other day.
excellent, there's been some,
I wanted to know if you signed in,
I did not.
because there are a lot more people that have signed in than last week.
I was one of them.
I did the whole
Good girl.
cybersecurity thing the last time we did that. So I've been
new.
getting funky
So you should
emails
get-
that I've been reporting.
yes, and that is part of the training.
That's what I
Uh,
figured.
The training sends you.
And I'm not part of the train. Because I didn't sign in.
Did you get a funky
Oh.
email?
I got 2 funky emails over
In
the
the
past
town
2 weeks.
email?
Yeah.
or-
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I got a ton in my own. Yeah, I got Amazon. Did you get that one?
No, I got.
Well,
some
I
other
didn't even
ones.
open it. I mean, certain things I just don't open.
The train, I hope all the place take, that was good.
What's that?
It was good.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
I had
it
a
is.
blast.
It's kinda
I
funny.
actually was gonna give some hints on the tests. Only
No
because
cheating.
no, not cheating, but only to reread the question like 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times, because you're gonna miss that word that's not or
Yeah.
should. I mean, that's how tricky a couple of them were, but anyway,
Mhm.
I have learned a lot.
So that's the updates I had.
Okay, reports from board liaisons. I don't know why my VBCC isn't here.
Hmm.
We did approve another, well, whatever, I don't know why it's not here, I could have sworn I saw it on here. I asked for it to be on. Cause we did approve another form, but anyway, that could be mine, I guess it can't be if I didn't say anything. Do you have something to say?
For, about
Um,
school?
Yeah,
No, I think our next budget meeting is next week,
Next Monday.
next Monday.
Mhm.
So I'll have an update after that meeting.
Okay, on the 18th.
Yep.
Uh,
But I mean, things, like I said, I encourage everybody to view the forum that was held online so they can kind of understand where our school district is coming from for the next year. And I know they're in their budget process right now. So we should have more information from them soon.
Veronica?
I looked at I wanted to see the FinCom meeting from like December 1st from the school committee.
The school finance.
Committee meeting, there's 6 seconds and all it is Robin Ivy's name, and that's
Oh, maybe you
it.
should contact the school. I
Um,
watch it as it happens, so.
Right, so far, the recording, I didn't check today,
it's
but it
not-
wasn't a legitimate recording. So I'll contact the school. If it's not, I'll check again. It's probably been the past 2 days that I haven't looked. So, all right.
Conservation restriction?
I have a report for you, and I'll put this in SharePoint after I read it. This is a Conservation Restriction Committee report to the Select Board. The goal of the CR committee is to protect in perpetuity the permitted activities and interests of Squanicook Meadows, the town-owned required open space of the Horseshoe Drive development. The property has 3 major uses: housing the town's soccer fields that are leased to TESA, providing a future well site for town water, protecting the priority habitat identified by NHESP. The CR committee has been meeting on a regular basis since March 2025 in order to accomplish this goal. Minutes of the meetings can be found in the office of the town clerk, and for most of the meetings, that was Thursday, but it should be all of the meetings now, on the Town of Townsend website. The committee is currently awaiting a final decision from a prospective holder of the conservation restriction, and that is expected by the end of the month. Further support from the Select Board may include providing grant writing support for $19,000 to $23,000 to fund a baseline documentation report, a survey of the recreational portion of the property, meaning the soccer fields, and funds for both the stewardship fund and a legal defense fund that's required by the CR holder. Legal review of the CR, and also a vote of the Select Board to support the CR once it is finalized by EOEEA.
Who's EO?
The Executive Office of Environmental and Economic, EOEEA, Environmental and
Advocacy or something, it's
Yeah,
something.
something
Okay.
like that. Yeah. Thank you for your ongoing support. So,
Okay. Thank you.
so we're really we've identified the grant organizations that will support the funding. And where we could write the grants ourselves, it would probably be better to have the town grant writer do it with support from us. So we're in good shape. So we're just the 10th is the vote, and we'll see where it goes. If not, we'll be out looking for another CR holder.
Oh, okay.
So
All right, thank you for that report. DLTA grant regarding economic development, that's me. I sent the report that was at the forum from this past June, July timeframe from Tracy Murphy, and Sabrina couldn't open it up to put into SharePoint, but I'll make sure that it gets into SharePoint. They're hoping to have a completed report by the end of this year.
I saw the Word document. The Word document was in there.
You saw it?
Yeah, it was in there.
Oh, she couldn't open it, she said. All right,
I opened
you
it.
guys saw it.
Did you?
no.
Okay,
Am I losing my
anyway,
mind?
No,
Go ahead,
probably
keep going.
not.
I-
Go ahead.
I did
Let me
try
see
to
if
send
I
it,
can-
but I'm not always successful with the computer stuff. Okay, and gonna try to move this along now because I'm 1 minute past what I wanted
It's
to
not
be.
even in there.
Maybe Sabrina sent it by email.
I would like to, I'll make sure that you have for the next meeting. Hopefully we may have another report by then, or the January 2nd meeting, okay? I think I'll do that just for January 2nd, because it won't be. 6.3 announcements, communications, volunteer response forms. I just want to remind everybody that we do have a new form. It should be easier for everyone to use. I want to mention the openings that we have, because 3 of them, for 2 for full member and 1 for associate, is on zoning. West Towns, well, I'm not gonna do that one. Town Properties still has 1 vacancy. Kids Country Playground has, I don't know, but at least 1 vacancy. Housing Authority can't operate because they don't have a quorum. Historic District Commission, I don't know that they have a vacancy. Not that I know of, thought they were full board. Energy Committee has a vacancy. Conservation Commission has a couple of vacancies, I believe. Community Preservation Committee has vacancy,
Couple vacancies.
couple of vacancies.
Well, I think that, boards haven't appointed anybody yet.
The boards
And I
that have to
think we
appoint
have
someone
one
have not finished.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know that capital planning, and I know Sabrina sent out
A reminder.
an email, a reminder to department heads per the charter,
Mhm.
who are supposed to be appointed by those committees. There's no announcements, right? You don't have any. Next meeting will be 12/18/2025 and January 2nd, 2026. Time will be determined. I don't know what that is gonna be now. Is there a motion for 6.5?
I, Valerie Goodrich, move that we review and sign payroll and base bills payable warrants out of session.
Veronica Kell, second.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call vote.
Veronica Kell, aye.
Valerie Goodrich, aye.
And Laura Schifrin, aye. Here's where I'd rather be reading policies, but I don't. So, number 7, executive session. I need to enter into executive session at 4:33 p.m. and to adjourn from executive sessions as follows. 7.1 executive session pursuant to open meeting law, chapter 30A, section 21A and 2. Thank you, Jim. To conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel or contract negotiations with non-union personnel, interim town administrator. 7.2 executive session pursuant to open meeting law, chapter 30A, section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the public body, and the chair so declares. Fire union. I, Laura Schifrin, select board chair, so declare. 7.3 executive session pursuant to open meeting law, chapter 30A, section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining if an open meeting may have detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the public body, and the chair so declares. Police union. I, Laura Schifrin, select board, so declare. 7.4 executive session pursuant to open meeting law, chapter 30A, section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to litigation, namely RFS Corporation versus Town of Townsend, Middlesex Superior Court, docket 2581CB 02381, where an open meeting may have detrimental effect on the litigating position of the board, and the chair so declares. I, Laura Schifrin, select board chair, so declare. 7.5 executive session pursuant to open meeting law, chapter 30A, section 21A2, to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel and contract negotiations with non-union personnel, town administrator. 7.6, executive session pursuant to open meeting law, chapter 30A, section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining if an open meeting law may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the public body and the chair so declares. I don't know how to say it, so I'm just gonna go AFSCME Local 93. I, Laura Schifrin, Select Board Chair, so declare. 7.7, executive session pursuant to open meeting law, chapter 30A, section 21A2, to conduct strategy sessions in preparation for negotiations with non-union personnel or contract negotiations with non-union personnel, police chief. Do I have a second?
Veronica Kell, second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. Roll call vote.
Veronica Kell, aye.
Valerie Goodrich, aye.
Laura Schifrin, aye. Thank you all very much.